Hi everyone, this tutorial is all about cabling. So if you're starting to do a cable first off, please don't be put off by what you see in the patterns. There's one here that I'm going to show you today. I'll just bring it slightly. CF with 6 stitches, over 6 stitches, and what you're going to do is place 3 stitches on the cable needle and place at the front of your work. The next 3 stitches you will leave from the left hand needle and then knit them, and then knit the 3 from the cable needle. So that's what I'm going to show you right now on here. All right, so I've done this little piece before for you just to show you. Now, when they say CF6, it's cable, as I said, in the front, but what it is actually over also 6 rows. Now, I've done a couple of different ones here. This one here is done with 4 stitches, which is over 4 rows. This first one that I've done, just to show you the comparison, is this one is over 4 rows. Just to show you the comparison between 6 rows and 4 rows, and then back to 6 rows again. Just so you can see, you can change it up with cabling. You don't have to have it exactly what they're saying. So if you want to give a little bit of a trial and try different things, go for it. It's really exciting. Now, this middle one, I've just carried on up flat so I can show you the next part. Now, this is done without a cable needle. And so that will be the second one I'll show you. And then the third one is done over 6 stitches. So this is the one that I was showing you, CF6, which is 3 stitches on the cable needle at the front. Then you knit the 3 stitches off your left hand needle, and then you knit your cable needle 3 stitches back on. All right, so I'm going to start. Now this first one is ready to start. Now, one little thing that I should go back to, and this is our cable needle. Now, we've got different sizes for different size needles. This one, there should be, you've got a green in a pack and a pink, and there is a white one as well. I'm not too sure where that one's disappeared to. So you've got your thinner one, which I would use for 3, 4 and 5 ply. Then you've got this one, which you can use for 8, 10, 12, even into the 14 ply. But from there up, I would use the white one, which is your thicker one again. Today, I used my pink one to do this with, and this is a size 6mm needle that I'm using. So now with the first 2 stitches on the edge of this, I've just knitted. Now, majority of the patterns you'll get to do purls before a cable. So I'm purling 2. Now this cable, as I said before, is over 4 stitches. So this one would read as CF4. So that means you're going to take with this short end of your cable needle, and you're going to take 1, 2, and then take them and let them drop to the front just like that. Then you're going to take your needle wheel around, and now you're going to knit the 2 off your left hand needle, and just let that left hand needle rest down while you pick up this one and then slide the stitches along the long part. So this will be like knitting off a needle. All right, so all you do is pick that up and you knit those two off the cable needle. And then you pick up your knitting again and away you go. So that there is CF4. All right, so that is doing your crossover over 4 rows. Now this is one that you can do without a cable needle, and it's TWR, which is going to be this one going to your right. So what you do is you just very gently pick up your needle and then go through the front of your second stitch. Pick it up. Now it doesn't want to do it. There we go. And you're going to knit that stitch coming back through. Then what I do is I actually hold that stitch there just when you're starting, so you can see the first stitch, because you're going to go into that stitch, come back through and take them both off at the same time. So you would see how that went to your right hand side. Okay, so that's TWR. Now, and then I've just knitted that second stitch so you can see what it looks like. Now we're going to go over to this one. Now, as you can see, I've just started this row, this cable. So what I'm going to do now is just carry on knitting across, because I've got to get 6 rows up. So this is my second row. So with this one, I will just continue knitting all the way across those 6 stitches. And then do my 2 purl. And then I'm just doing 2 plain stitches on the edge. Now, coming back, a lot of people have been asking me, how do I get rid of holes like that in my cables? All right, not everybody, not all the time it happens, but it does. See, there's another hole. So when you stretch, and you can see the bigger stitches, all right, what's happened is you've stretched them across. So consequently, that one is stretched and then that one will loosen off. So what I'm going to show you over here, see how these ones are nice and tight, nice and firm against the edge all the way through. What's my little trick? It's just something that I have been trialing out for quite a while. So on this side where you've done your purl, you're going to knit. Now, if you can see there, see how that is a big stitch there and these others are small? It's because I've knitted that last stitch before the cable pattern in to the back of that stitch, which then you get a crossover which tightens that up. All right, so it's not flat and open like that. It's crossed over and it tightens that stitch up. And whenever you're doing a cable, just make sure those first 2 stitches are nice and firm, and then just relax the rest of them coming over. Now, over on the other side, so just keep purling across and knitting, looking at what your stitches are doing. And knitting on this one. Now I haven't been knitting into the back of these ones, just to show you the comparison of what it's like. And knit to the end. There we go. All right, so now that I have done 1 row which is my cable row, which if you have a look at it, I'm just going to use the smaller one. When you're trying to count and go, oh, where am I? If you see the bigger stitch there, that is actually your cable row. All right, that's where you've done it. That is your second row. So now, and if you have a look over here, see how I've done see how that one's bit loose, the one I showed you on the back here, that one. All right, so that's that loose stitch there. And as it moves out, you're going to see it more. But if I try and pull that, they're holding in. All right, so there's that loose stitch there. Now, when I do it over here, these are loose. If you have a look, see how you can see 1, 2, 3, 4? But over on this side, they're all nice and firm. So just a little trick when we come back to do that. I will do it on the next cable just to show you. There's another little trick. But please don't get put off, because when you see those words like CF4 or CF3, it's how many stitches are done over the cable itself. So now I'm on to purl. Now I've come back to the middle one, which is, now we went TWR to the right. This time we're going to slant to the left, so it will read as TWL. So all it's meaning is you knit into the back of that second stitch, knit it, bring it back through, and then you're going to knit into the front of that first stitch. And again, take them both off. And then that gives you the slant going that way. It's hard to see it on when I've just done it, but that's why I've done a few. So that's the right, left. So that's TWR, TWL. Rightio. And then knit that one. Now here I come to doing the cable on this one. Now, if you see it, the difference with this one is that the cable always goes different ways. This one, the cable goes, so that one is always on the front. This one goes front and back. So as you can see, this cable keeps going on top of your knitting, where this one goes up and down. It twirls. So now, so this one here, I'm going to do an extra, it's going to be a little bit closer because I've only done, so there's my big stitch there. So that's my cable row, and I've done 1, 2, 3, this is my 4th. So theoretically, I should be doing it on my 6th row, but I just wanted to quickly go through and show you this one. So this time, this one's going to go slip 1, 2, 3 off on the short part, let it fall to the front, and then knit those 3, let that drop, pick up this one, and do the same, knit 3 off there. So that's all cabling is. I shouldn't say that's all it is. And then you purl across those 2 stitches, and I'm knitting garter stitch on the edge. Now if you want to start doing cabling, sometimes practicing like what I've just been doing here, trialing out different cables, see how you feel, and then when you when you carry on, you'll be able to see all the different types of cabling that you can do. And once again, on the wrong side of your knitting, remember how I did those 2 pearls? And on the second one in, on the knit side, we're going to knit into the back of that stitch, which then tightens that gap up. And if you want, if it's feeling really tight, when you come in to do that stitch, just release it a little bit. Not much, just a little, just so that it spreads those stitches out. And then I'm purling across. So I hope you enjoy doing cabling. There's lots to learn, but it's very enjoyable to do as well. So I'm just going to quickly get across here. I think a beanie, a small beanie maybe to start with, or a scarf. But you're going to enjoy it. Now that I've finished those, I'll just quickly show you again what it looks like. All right, and by doing the purl either side, it makes your cable stand out a little bit more. Now just put that to the side. You can get books out there that are really, really good to see. Kay has some different books at Crumbz, and if they're not online, call into the shop in Healesville and you can have a look at them. These ones have got so many different types of cabling, and that's what I was saying about doing a little swatch like this, so you can have a little play with all these different stitches, and it's really great fun. There's so many to do. Well, I hope that's helped you out, and enjoy. Bye.